Again, welcome to all of my TikTok people. Um, if you guys are watching on TikTok, you guys will not be able to see this, but I will try to walk you through this as best as possible. Everybody on YouTube, I'm going to be showing you guys, and I just have a little thing up on my Google Docs. I'm going to be showing you guys the lay of the land, day mother and one. I'm so excited. Um, so okay. So for this challenge, we have some intermittent fasting rules, and these are just very, basic, generic intermittent fasting guidelines that everybody follows when intermittent fasting. I think you can go a little bit more hardcore, but like I'm trying to make this as like easy for myself and then also for you guys. So, anything that is going to help me get to day 2, 3, 4, whatever, cakewalk for me. You know what I'm saying? So, when we get into the rules, so when you start off doing your intermittent fasting, um the first step is to pick your fasting window and make sure that you're sticking to it. When I mean fasting window, so you're going to have two windows. One is going to be the time that you eat, and then the other is going to be the time that you fast. Now, typically, when you eat, when you're on that window, typically that's going to be less time than your fasting window. But when you're within your eating window, basically everything is free game. You're able to eat whatever you want, um, drink whatever you want, go ham. Now, if you're doing this for weight loss, if you're doing this to eat more clean, if you're doing this for any type of health reason or health benefit, which I feel like you should, there could be some additional things that you want to add to that, right? So for instance, um when you're within your eating window, typically you want to make sure that you're eating whole foods. What do we mean by whole foods? I like to think about it as like things that don't come from a bag, don't come from a lab, all those things. So I'm talking about real food, rice, beans, chicken, bread, like anything that has like grown from the earth or you can make without like being in like a lab and, you know, following the guides of Dexter's laboratory, basically. So that's what I mean by like whole foods. Now, we want to also avoid processed foods. Like I mentioned, this is kind of like the opposite of that. So things like Oreos, Doritos, what else is like like there's also these like little old ultra processed sausages. Um, anything that's like in a bag, anything that again you cannot like readily grow from the ground. You can eat whatever you want, but you want to make sure that you're eating the best quality food that you can. Now, during your fasting window, that is going to be when you don't intake any calories. So I'm talking about only consuming things like water, tea, black coffee, and these things shouldn't have any sweeteners, shouldn't have any additives, any sugar, not even honey, like nothing. So I think that's as simple as I can put it. The fasting window, that's when you don't need anything at all. Eating window, you can go ham. You probably shouldn't, but you can go ham if you want. And so let's go into the regular cleanse rules. So, hello. So, with the regular cleanse rules, what I want you guys to start thinking about is setting an intention. So, generally for the cleanse, we are going to set our intention and then we're going to set our vice. So, what I want you guys to do for the regular cleanse rules is I want you to take out a piece of paper, take out a journal, take out whatever you need to. Let me also get a pen. I feel like that would be helpful. And we're just going to do like a little bit, if I don't mess that up, we're just going to do like a little bit of workshopping. We're just going to set the stage of this cleanse and we are going to make sure we know, why we're doing this and what we're trying to achieve. So, yeah, for everybody on TikTok, I am going to read you guys the prompt, and everybody on YouTube, you can see these. So you can get started if you want. But I will be reading them out loud in a little bit. So, number 1 is set your intention. And you guys can write this down as you're journaling. So, what is your primary goal for this cleanse? What do you hope to manifest by the end of this journey? I'll read that again. What is your primary goal for this cleanse? What do you hope to manifest by the end of this journey? What do you usually turn to? Why do you think it's holding you back? Again, the question is, what do you usually turn to? Why do you think it's holding you back? All right, so I'm going to have you guys journal on that now if you have not already. So, okay, my personal intention for this cleanse is my primary goal is to learn to reduce my overeating habits and also focus on what triggers me to do them in the first place. And then I hope to manifest better awareness of myself and new opportunities in my career that will allow me to find my passion and goals in this current life of mine. I also manifest success in my entrepreneurial endeavors, increase and steady my flow of money and wealth, and also have an abundance of new opportunities that lead to growth, prosperity, and peace for all parts of my life. And then in terms of identifying my vice for this cleanse, so I am going to be doing chocolate and sweets, which honestly absolutely terrifies me. Can I keep it real with you? So, like, I'm not going to hold you. I forgot that today was the first. I'm going to keep it a whole buck. I forgot that today was the first. And I was working today. And I literally was making breakfast and I looked at the clock. And okay, just to backpedal. With my intermittent fasting goal, and here, let me just pan back to myself on YouTube. Hold on, before I really get into the tea. So like, I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I was making like food this morning, and I was like, like, we only have one more day into the cleanse, and then I stare at the clock, and the clock literally, I think it said like 8 o'clock or something, and then my head like kind of like bing, and I was like, oh wait, it's Tuesday, and then I was like, it's Tuesday. And I got excited because I was like, oh, the cleanse is happening. But then I was like, I can't eat right now. And I was over there like gagging because like, I'm not gonna hold you. I made this whole like, I was gonna say extraordinary breakfast, but it really was like I made my matcha because that's what I do. I normally do like my spiked matchas in the morning. Like I'll do my matcha with my little like espresso. And then, I'll flavor it with some caramel. And then I made like this badass sandwich and I was like, this is gonna be great. And then I was staring at the clock and I was like, I can't even eat this. And like the sandwich was all like nice and toasted too, and it was all like, oh, and I was like, I can't even eat this thing. And I'm not gonna hold you, I wanted to give up. Like I really did, but I was like, we cannot give up on the first day. That's crazy. Then, then I'm gonna just keep it real with you. Throughout the whole day, I was craving like cookies and this and that. And I was just like, part of me was like, okay, I need to do this cleanse because the fact that I'm craving all of this genuinely means I need to do this cleanse, right? But then the other part of me was like, Evan, let me just eat this cake. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I say that to say, I come back and I say this to say, um, this is gonna be good. But this is definitely going to be a challenge. And when I did the last cleanse with Armand, um, he definitely said that the last two, or no, sorry, the first 2 weeks was going to be the hardest, like the hardest to do. And then after about like a month or so, everything kind of just like smooths itself out. So I'm not gonna hold you. I'm absolutely terrified. I am terrified. And I feel like I feel like I'm probably gonna be a little bit of like a fiend, like a little like it's giving Dave Chappelle. It's giving like white all over the mouth Dave Chappelle because I'm just like the way I be eating chocolate. So, anyways, coming back to sharing this with you guys. So, what I wrote down for identifying my vice, so I put chocolate because that's my thing. Okay, I am addicted to the chocolate. And then I put sweets. And I know that sweets is pretty generic. So for me, I wrote down like this includes candy, ice cream, baked goods, pastries. Um, there's probably gonna be like more as I'm like living life, but I didn't try to make it too like because you know how like some people could say like I'm giving up sugar, but it's like I'm gonna eat like some fruit, and that's like natural sugar. You know what I mean? But to be honest, it's like I'm putting caramel in my matcha. Now, granted, it's sugar-free caramel, but I'm still putting like the caramels in my matcha. I still might use sugar to like sweeten my tea. So I'm not so like for my personal vice, I am not so like like Xing out of the sugar. So for me, it's really just like the little snacky snacks. It's really just like the chocolates, the sweets, the candies, the ice cream, the baked good, the pastries. That's my personal vice that I'm going to be giving up on this cleanse. Now, for the second question, and that question was like, why do you think it's holding you back? All of that is holding me back, mainly because of my weight loss journey. Because, girl, we trying to get snatched. We trying to get snatched for the spring. So that is why I am, kind of initiating this cleanse and everything. But also I am a super, super, super big emotional eater. Um, I feel like I've been honestly like this since I was super young. So, oh hey Julia. Hey girl. But yeah, I feel like I've been like this since I was like super, super young. And so honestly, like I feel like as I'm like 30ing, like as I'm getting to my 30s, um, I've been doing a lot of like healing work on myself. And so I feel like, honestly, I feel like this is kind of like another piece of my healing. And I feel like once I do the intermittent fasting and once I get rid of this vice, at least for the 60 days, I feel like I'll really be able to kind of like understand like why I want to eat these things, what is driving me, and like what emotions or what things am I hiding or coping with um that is masked by eating or masked by sweets or snacks or whatever. Because if you really think about it, guys, and originally this is why like Armand made this challenge, but if you really think about it, a lot of our vices that we have, they're really like blocking us from doing or achieving what we want to do. Um, and it doesn't just have to be food. Like I said, well, I was gonna say the first vice that I did on his original cleanse, that was Uber Eats. So it still was for me. For me, it was food related. But the reason why I did Uber Eats is because I was spending a lot of money genuinely for no reason. And I was like, okay, this has to change. And the crazy thing is, that fast has been over for over a month, and I still have not touched Uber Eats. Still saving money, and honestly, still saving my health because I'm not consuming all of that junk food. So the good thing is, I'm definitely like, it works. You know what I mean? And once you're in the habit of something for 60 days, it's like you definitely can go back. It's not like I'm saying you will never go back, but like you're more inclined to be like, hey, like maybe I still want to like keep on trucking with this. And so yeah. And so I just feel like, we all have vices in this life, and some of them were used for survival or to cope, like they're all there for a reason. But sometimes it's good to examine, like, do I still need this? You know what I mean? And like I said, it doesn't have to just be food. With some people it could be smoking, with some people it could be drinking, could be doing the do, you know what I mean? Either with people or, solo. And so it could even be like taking trips. Like, some people could just do that as like a form of escapism. So, even if you guys aren't doing the intermittent fasting portion of this, I feel like it's definitely a good idea for you to be, doing the cleanse, doing some type of cleanse, where you're just, identifying your vice, and then you're able to really like hone in on like, why is this my vice? Like, should I be continuing with it? Why, like, what is it that I'm like hiding from, or I'm trying to kind of like mask in a sense? So yeah. um oh my god, I totally said that I didn't want this to be a lengthy live, and now we're really 45 minutes on YouTube. But I do want to get you guys set up with the rules. And like I said, for all of my lovely TikTok people, if you want to be a part of the manifestation cleanse or the intermittent fasting cleanse, please feel free to follow me on my YouTube channel, because that's where I'm going to be doing most of this. But yeah, so guys, today has been pretty easy peasy. Like I said, we are only on day 1, and it's already kicking my booty. But I'm locked in. Okay, we're gonna get to it. But like I said, just as like a quick little recap. So if you guys are going to be doing the intermittent fasting portion of this, what I want you to do, if you haven't already, is I want you to pick your fasting window. My personal fasting window is a 12 by 12, meaning I eat my breakfast at 9:30 and I stop eating at 9:30 at night. Actually, it's 9:32, so I gotta stop drinking my smoothie. But like I literally came home from the gym. I whipped up the smoothie and I was like, oh, because it was like getting to be like freaking 8 o'clock, and I'm just like, I can't fail now. So I am done for the night. Okay, the only thing I can drink is my water. So glad I gulped that down. But like I said, so pick your fasting window. If you need to stick to something easy, I think I think the main ones on intermittent fasting is there's like an 8-hour window, and I think some people do a 12-hour window. And these could be like different things. So you could do like a 16-hour fast. You could do like, I think one's like a 18-hour fast. Like there's a whole bunch of different ones, right? So I'm kind of mine is not standard. I think the standard would be like a 14:10. So I'd have to be like ending my eating window at 8. And to be honest with you, sometimes like if I'm working out after work, I'm eating dinner late. And if I don't eat dinner, I'm getting grumpy. So I did a 12 by 12. So simply I eat breakfast at 9:30 in the morning and I stop, hopefully to eat dinner at 9:30 at night. And if I miss the 9:30, I guess I'm just not eating dinner. So like I said, what I want you to do is I want you to pick your fasting window and I just want you to stick to it. Then afterwards, the only rules on that is no calories when you are in your fasting window. You can do a water, you can do a tea, you can do a black coffee, but just try not to or not even try. Just don't don't put sugar, don't put creamer, don't put anything in it that can add on calories because we want to be in a fasting window. And then the second thing is, and like I said, this is the intermittent fasting portion, totally optional. But what everybody needs to do is we need to pick a vice and pick something that you feel like you normally turn to, that you feel like you kind of can't live without. Like I said, this could be vaping, this could be smoking cigarettes, this could be the Mary Jane, this could be food, this could be getting it in. It could be anything that you usually turn to that you feel like you need to let go so that something can open up and expand in your life so that you can be better. And after that, I want you to journal on why do you think it is holding you back? And we're going to be sticking to that for 60 days. I will be doing both. Don't know why. I mean, I do know why, but don't know why I'm putting myself through all this, but I do, The last manifestation cleanse I did was a freaking game changer, dude. And I'm not going to hold you. A lot of things crumbled in my life, but it was to make me better, make me stronger. And I'm so grateful and I'm so happy that I worked through all of that. Because with my advice, I saved money and a little bit more of my waistline. But with this cleanse, we're really going to be honing in, we're really going to be focusing, and it's going to be really, really good. So yeah, these are the only two things I want you to do. Like I said, if you don't even want to do the intermittent fasting, at least pick your vice and at least figure out, why you feel like it's holding you back. That is the only day one thing you got to do. So, anyways, this is getting very long. I started yapping again, but I'm so happy that you guys are with me on this journey. We're going to rock this out. It's going to be so great. And yeah, so I'm going to head off to bed because as you can see, I'm ready. I was like a little noodle in the gym, and then I was like shower, hat, pimple patch. I'm going to bed. So I'm going to bed. I just wanted to make sure I was on live tonight so that I could do day one with everybody and stay consistent. So we will be back on tomorrow, and I will be letting you know what we are going to be getting into for day 2. All right. So I'm going to head off on TikTok, and then I'm going to head off on YouTube. But thank you guys for being with me tonight. Thank you for streaming with me, Julia. I love you. And yeah, alrighty. Bye, guys. Okay, so we just got off on TikTok, and if you guys don't follow me on TikTok too. But yes, I'm gonna be leaving. I'm gonna be going to sleep. But thank you all for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.